What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Unscripted Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Eduardo, and I'm here with my co-host, Edward. What is up, Edward?
Welcome back, Ed.
Not much. Man, another week in the NFL, another week in the books. Week nine is about to end while we're recording this episode. It's a lot of things happening this week's NFL,
You just
obviously.
you, you
But what
just
are
want
you?
to you just want
Uh,
you just
but
want to address the very unfortunate thing that happened
yeah.
yesterday.
Well, there was a lot of injuries. Obviously, week nine actually had tons of injuries. Um, but the biggest one was unfortunately Jayden Daniels dislocated his left elbow or arm, right? It was his left elbow or arm,
Yeah, elbow.
elbow, right? The game was out of reach. The game was when that happened, it was like the fourth quarter with what, like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They were down by 31. Um, there was basically no need for him to be in the game. There was no need for anybody of the starters for the Commanders to be in the game. Um, Dan Quinn was asked about it, and he wasn't didn't even give a. I forgot what he said, but he said I like he was thinking about it all day, and like he said I missed it, and I think
I think he explained that. I think I think during that time they were going to go for like maybe like one more season. Then I was going to pull the starters,
but
him, Debo, Larry Tunsil, and Ertz, I think. But
But this, but okay, like we get it. We know when games are out of reach, typically in the NFL, whether the team's winning or losing, they usually take out their starters. It's practical malpractice. They take them out. They take out the starters. They don't leave them there. Um, this is the thing, man. Jayden Daniels he's prior to this, he's been injured twice this season. Um, he had a hamstring injury in week 8. No, he had a hamstring, was it week 5 or something like that? And then he had a knee injury in week 3 or 2 or something like that. So he was just coming back from a hamstring injury. So he wasn't healthy. He wasn't 100% yet. Obviously he wants to play and everything, but I don't this is the thing, like you got to take him out. Like it's on the obviously Dan Quinn because he's the head coach, but obviously also the coaching staff. The coaching staff should have like, hey, like I don't know whether they told Dan Quinn, hey, like you should take him out or something like that. Regardless if Jayden Daniels didn't want to come out, Dan Quinn is the head coach. He makes the call. You know, I get them, you know, that he wants to be in there, and every player, I'm getting every player wants to get in, wants to play. Uh, but there's a lot of season left.
I
And
mean,
I
he's
think that's where the mistake happened.
I mean, prior to this, I did tell you that. I mean, I did see some of the game where like he was looking good. He was running the ball effectively. He didn't look like the hamstring was bothering, but something was just telling me that it probably just maybe just give him maybe one more week just to be on the safe side. But I mean, I guess I decided that they wanted to play him, and it was just really unfortunate that that happened to take place. And I think once that happened, you could just hear all of
The whole
Northwest
state, like,
Stadium. The whole stadium
yeah,
just was silent.
and the game was out of reach basically. Like it was already done by the
Mm.
second quarter. It was like what 28-0 by the second quarter or something like that. And I guess fans were leaving by the third quarter,
And I
pretty
don't think
much.
Sam Darnold. I think even at halftime, Sam Darnold had a perfect passer rating, and he
Yeah,
didn't
he
have
could
any
have.
incompletions at all.
No, and he was balling. Is Jackson Smith and Jigba, everybody they were balling. But like I said, the game was way out of reach. Like, this game, basically, it was done. Like everybody in the stadium, everybody watching at home, they knew the Seattle Seahawks were too much for them. They were already putting pressure on Jaden. The O-line cannot protect them. They need to do a better job, getting better protection for him. Obviously, they don't have weapons and they don't have enough weapons. Terry's been out. He's been injured. They had Debo. Luke McCaffrey also got injured in this game, and I think he's out for the season. I don't know what he has. Let me double check what
I think it
I.
was I'm pretty sure it was a shoulder injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah, broken collarbone, and then Lattimore uh also tore his ACL. So it was a lot of injuries in this game in general in the NFL. But obviously the biggest one was Jayden Daniels, and you can see it in that play. Like he's running, scrambling, and then he lands on it wrong, and that's where you kind of see it. Like basically, like it was it was pretty bad. It was gruesome.
You think
But I
just
mean.
more? You think more like that goes to like what you saw? That did you mean with the way the season's just over?
Yeah, I mean, I thought like, yeah, that's it. Like, and this is the thing. Look, I luckily it's not fractured or anything. It could have been worse. And another thing, it was his non-throwing arm,
Hmm.
so it could have been worse, or it could have been his leg or something like that. It could have been worse, but it was his non-throwing arm. It was his left arm. Um, he could come back this
I
season,
mean, not to
but
overanalyze it, but once he got hurt, did you see him like grab his leg too? So I don't know. I don't
if
know
we
if he
had aggravated his knee
reaggravated
or
the leg.
the hamstring or the knee,
So
I don't know. But like I said, like he could come back this season. But honestly, man, like this is your franchise guy. This is who he what he did last year was unforgettable, and what he brought to the city, what this
the reigning
organization did.
the reigning offensive rookie of the year, remind you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What he brought to the city. This is their guy. This is who they're trying to bring back the team and everything. And you got to do a better job protecting him. You got to do a way better job. And I think I even told you like what when he was injured, I was like, they should kind of wait until he's 100% ready to go. Obviously he didn't play against the Chiefs because he wasn't 100% ready. Played in this game. Was like obviously it was like the for the jerseys, the Super Bowl era jerseys, and everything that was for that game, and it was a Sunday night game. But honestly, like even if they make a push, even if they make Mariota makes a push and they win, honestly, I don't want him to play the season. I think it's more valuable for this franchise to make sure he is 100% ready to play
I'm
and
not
just
I'm
kind of
not
focus about
I'm
next
not
season.
throwing yeah, I'm not throwing out like a wild conspiracy theory. It's just like I knew this franchise wanted to kind of like rock the Super Bowl throwbacks, which kind of like reminiscent of like the jersey of the old team name, and I felt like that was gonna like garner the interest, and I think they want to make it like a big thing. But now, unfortunately, I feel like with like the nostalgia of those jerseys, now it's just
Kind
gonna
of
be
brought his,
remembered for it's
yeah,
gonna
I
be
mean,
remembered for a very very dark night for the DMV sports scene.
and like I
I
said,
think.
like it happens to a lot of quarterbacks. It's kind of ironic that the RG3 situation injury was also against the Seahawks too. Obviously, a different defense. The Legion of Boom, was it the Legion of Boom, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I mean,
even
different.
yeah, it's just unfortunate that like those memories are flooding back, and I didn't even like put two and two together. Like, even the whole RG3 thing happened against the Seahawks, and it literally happened like the same exact era he was. But yeah, I would just suggest, seeing how we live in the DMV, it's just he really just. I implore everybody whoever sees it just be kind and nice to a Commanders fan because they've really they've been through the ringer. They've gone through so much, and
But
we're not even
that's it.
24 hours removed from this. But
Yeah. I mean,
give a
it was
Commanders fan a hug. It's just
it was dead silent in that stadium, and you can see the players going around him, and they were just like you can see Zach Ertz, Debo, all the players. They were just surrounding him, and you knew it was bad. Obviously, they showed the replay like twice, and then you kind of see that it was messed up. But like I said, the one good thing that it was his non-throwing arm. It would just look dislocated. Obviously, it could be way worse, way worse. But honestly, like I said, this is on the coaching staff. I think they should have pulled him in, and I think that's the biggest question that like why was he playing? 31 points. I like that's the biggest thing. Like this all could have been avoided if Like they just pulled him out, put the other players in, Mariota put other players in. Like this team doesn't have enough depth, and they have had a lot of injuries, and you still put them out there. Um, like I said, I don't. I look at the season. I look at let me see who they play. I know they play the Lions next, and the Lions are just coming from a loss. They play the Lions, the Dolphins in Madrid, the Broncos, which is a tough game. They play the Vikings, where JJ McCarthy just came back. That's a tough game. The Giants, it's a divisional game. It's tough. They play the Eagles twice and the Cowboys. It's honestly, I do believe the season's kind of done. I don't see them making the playoffs. And even if they win, there's still other divisions like the NFC North, the AFC, NFC West that have better teams with better records, winning records. And those divisions are pretty tough to make it. So I don't even see them even making the playoffs. And it's unfortunate for after what happened last season. Last season was like it wasn't like I said, it was
Something
an
we,
incredible season.
something you
You
never
know,
thought you'd experience in like your
yeah,
lifetime.
they were one game away from the Super Bowl, and it was just like amazing to see and everything happen. And like I said, he brought up the city, and it's unfortunate for him. Uh, but I do think I hope a speedy recovery for him. Like I said, it could have been worse, but I honestly I hope that he doesn't come back this season. I think the organization really needs to think about this, and even if he's ready, and even if they somehow manage to win some games to get a playoff push, which I don't think, like just keep him just like don't even play him. Like it just
I
have
think
him
it,
focus about next season. Be very
yeah, I
cautious
mean,
because obviously with the RGD3, it was a little bit, you know,
yeah, I know it's his non-throwing arm, but like it's still a dislocated elbow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I'm
I
saying
think
it
it's
could be
pretty much,
worse.
yeah. I'm saying like I think it's safe to say his season. They're saying indefinitely, but I'm pretty sure his
Yeah.
season's over.
Yeah. Like Khalil Mack, like I think his arm was also, I mean, different positions, but he came back after what, like 2 or 3 weeks. He just had to wear a brace. Um, but like it's I don't think he should come back, whether or not because he could come back, but no, I think it's just better off that they just play with Marcus Mariota, and really just think about next season, which is important. But you know, a lot of just hats off to Seattle because Seattle's a really good team. Sam Darnold should be in the MVP conversation because, like you said, he second like that first quarter and second quarter he was basically perfect. He was 21 or 24, threw for 330 yards, four touchdowns, and one interception. Um, and Jackson Smith and Jigba's also for the running for offensive player
Yeah,
of the year.
he's honestly starting to look like he's like one of the premier, if not the best receivers in the league right now.
And you can kind of see why they kind of got like Cooper Cup, and then they brought him in, and they got rid of DK, so he was kind of their guy. Like he was the next guy. I think he was like
Yeah.
coming out of Ohio State. He wasn't obviously the big name coming out of Ohio State, but
Mhm.
you see the numbers. Look, in week one, he got 124 yards against the Niners. Week two was against your Steelers, 103 yards. Week five was against the Bucks, 132 yards. Week six, 162 yards. Um,
If I'm not mistaken, I think coming into this game he was leading the NFL in receiving
I
yards.
think I think he's leading the NFL in receiving yards, and like I said, that organization has did really well. Obviously, they brought Sam Darnold in. But I think he should be in the MVP conversation. Like this team is really, really, really good. Defensively, they're really, really good. Um, yeah, man. I mean, Seattle 6-2, man. They just dominant performance in Washington.
Now, I know you're talking about the MVP conversation. I think we want to switch gears to somebody who was in the MVP conversation, but I think you can see that
He's still in the
as you can see.
conversation. He's still in the conversation.
Oh no, I don't know, maybe number 90 kind of messed up his odds, but yeah, I saw let's just get into it. Last week, I said I was embarrassed to be a Steelers fan last week, but that doesn't stop me from being a Steelers fan. I see that the Pittsburgh Steelers took down the #1 team in the AFC,
The
and
best team.
yep, and it was kind of getting a little loud in the media, but I still believe the boys would go back to the lab and answer the call. They even brought up on the broadcast, they said this is the harsh reality of the NFL. You never know what you're going to get with, and you never know which team's going to show up. But keep in mind, the Steelers secondary was very banged up going into the week. I don't want to say I had my doubts, but I also knew the Colts were the number one team, and
You know what they
the
did to the
neg
teams, what they have done
yeah,
to teams.
the negativity from next week still was from the fan base perspective. The negativity
Yo,
from last week was still carrying to all the
uh,
way up to game day, and
so, hold on. So you brought up the fans. Even your own, the Steelers fans, certain fans had a coffin and it had the Steelers defense there. They even knew they were coming into this game. They were like we might get killed by the Colts. Like, because seeing them what the Colts have done to other teams, that's what some of the fans were coming in towards to that game. That's what they were
now
thinking in
you
that game.
understand. Now you say that, but I kind of I know I said I had to be like maybe like cautiously optimistic, or I'm gonna like delude myself into some optimism, but maybe some things are kind of a blessing in disguise because it was the 20th. As going into this week, it was the 20th anniversary of Super Bowl 40, the Super Bowl that the Steelers got their fifth championship. And
This is the bus one, right? This is the one with bus.
yeah, yeah, the one that took place in Detroit
Hmm.
at Ford Field. Yeah, so it was kind of like an alumni weekend. Former Steelers kind of came back, and I think during the whole week, even Coach Cowher talked to the team and like former guys on the team probably just spoke to the team and kind of like reminded the Pittsburgh Steelers like I think it's time to get back to our roots and remind us what makes the Pittsburgh Steelers so great. And I think the team
Hmm.
took that to heart. Yeah, we had a banged up secondary, but like I said, you can't let it's the next man up. Like the team has to step up, and the guys on the team took that to heart. And I thought the secondary was going to have its challenges, but the shout out to the D line. They really impressed me. They really impressed me yesterday.
Hmm. And like this is the team that they were like where people were expecting like the defense to play really good and the offense with just Aaron Rodgers and adding Aaron Rodgers, him putting up points and defense performing. And this is what this team, the way this team played against the Colts, this team can make a push in the playoffs and can get pretty far. The way that they play, especially with the defense. The defense, that was a great question, is that the defense really had to step up. And they did a good job. They were able to get pressure on Daniel Jones. And then, like you
Not
said,
only not only that, they're also able to contain another MVP candidate, Jonathan
John,
Taylor,
yeah,
to only
45 yards.
57 yards overall.
Oh yeah. And
And
running, it was like 40.
I think that actually was the game plan, like shut down Jonathan Taylor. So it kind of I think
But
it kind of forces Daniel Jones to throw, and also I think it also disrupts his timing. And early on the early on the first quarter, they kind of had something going,
the
and
the
then
but the Colts definitely had it going with Pierce and Pittman. They were going. They kind of looked like in the beginning where okay, this is going to be a long day for the Steelers defense because the Colts look good. Daniel Jones looked good. Alec Pierce, he had 115 yards. Pittman Jr. also had 115 yards. Um,
mm,
but you guys were able to rally and really step and contain Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor was not himself this game. He was averaging over 100 yards per game. And then, like you said, this game he got what a total of 52, 57, 57 yards in total.
mhm.
Um, yeah, I mean, this is the series that fans wanted to see and what people were expecting. Um,
Defensive
Aaron,
special teams pretty much forced six turnovers this entire game,
yeah,
and now I think it was a more shock that yeah, the number one team the Colts weren't looking like themselves for like the
no, not even Daniel
last eight
Jones.
weeks.
Daniel Jones 3 interceptions. Obviously, the one that was it. TJ, the which one? That Sawyer
You're
got the
talking
interception.
Yeah, I think no, Peyton Wilson intercepted one. I think Cam batted a
Sawyer
ball, and
Sawyer got it right. Yeah.
Jack Sawyer got off the deflection, and then
And the third one.
the one to end the game.
Oh, that.
PZ Jr. Joey Porter Jr. got the interception to pretty much end the game.
And then the TJ Watt forced fumble, right?
Yeah, the whole trifecta: the sack, the strip, and the forced
And
fumble.
you guys had what,
TJ
five turnovers in this
typical
game?
TJ being TJ
Five turnovers in this game?
six,
Six turnovers in the game. And you guys
including
won
the
it.
muff punt. Yeah.
Yeah, in this one. But like I said, Daniels did not play well. I mean, he threw for 342 yards, um, attempted 50 yards. I mean, 50 passes, attempted 50 passes, but it wasn't
Mhm.
enough. Um, like I said, you guys needed this win. Obviously with the Ravens winning and where they are in the in division, obviously the Bengals too, even though they lost, they also, that division is pretty close. Right now, what is it? You guys are in first place, 5-3. The Ravens are 3-5. Bengals are 3-6. And then the Ravens have two games against you guys. So this game was very, very important for you guys to win, and you guys
It
were
was a
able to
get
do it.
it was a get right game, and I think that's definitely what the team needed even going into next week. And we're going to go to Los Angeles and face the Chargers on Sunday night. But
That's probably gonna
I
be
feel
a
like,
home game for you for Steelers fans. Probably gonna be a
I
home
mean,
game at the,
first and foremost, I mean, you never know, but first and foremost, if I can get this picture up, I think a lot of people. I mean, yeah, like I'm saying, it kind of was a get right game for like the team, and hopefully the team can build off of this because I think everybody kind of what was going on the last 2 weeks, everybody was starting to kind of write the Steelers off. But
Mhm.
I still, I kept repeating, we'll see. But truthfully, they did shock me, and shout out to the admin for keeping receipts.
I mean, it wouldn't look better if everybody picked the Colts. It probably would have been looked bit
I
better.
mean, but
And because you got the other two.
you understand what I'm saying. Like we weren't favored in the game, and I still believe like the Steelers still kind of had like that thing where like you can never count on a Mike Tomlin coach team. And I think I saw they interviewed him before the game. I felt like Mike Tomlin's voice was a little hoarse, so not no pun intended, but I think he really got after the guys in practice. And I
Yeah.
saw they had a padded practice too, as I expected, to kind of
Mhm.
set the tone. So yeah, the Steelers understood the assignment and they delivered, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
I can wave this
Uh,
proudly now.
all
That's
right.
all
We'll
we
move
needed.
on.
Get rid of those terrible jerseys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just had to get back to the basics.
Honestly, man, these jerseys, these terrible jerseys, it's not looking good. Obviously, the Chargers lost with the yellow. It's not. It wasn't terrible. I think just the pants, but the yellow banana jerseys. But they lost
It
with their
hurt the viewers'
jerseys.
eyes.
Okay, they lost. You guys lost with your horrendous jerseys, and then another team that lost with. I don't know if it's just one of those new jerseys that's the old school throwback jerseys. The Packers lost also with those jerseys, so I don't know if those jerseys are those throwback jerseys or New Jersey are kind of cursed or anything. Oh yeah, and the Bills lost with their whiteout jerseys.
And that was the Nike one, but
But still,
that was a
but
week ago
still,
to the Patriots. But
but still, hey,
I
the
mean, I see where
Packers.
you're getting. I see where you're getting at. I mean, maybe like throwback jerseys aren't throwback. I mean, the Chargers did win with those other throwback
The
jerseys.
the Commanders, they lost with their Super Bowl era jerseys, so it's not looking good with these throwback jerseys.
Oh boy,
Yeah, except for Seattle. Seattle's jerseys are very, very clean and they look good in there. But you said the Packers lost against the Panthers. That's the thing about, like you said, the NFL, man. Like it's any given Sunday, any team can beat anybody. Like I said, the Panthers, they beat the Packers, which beginning of the season they were Super Bowl favorites, and now they're so inconsistent. Um, Obviously, then the Vikings with JJ McCarthy back from injury, he balled out, threw two touchdowns, had himself a game. The Lions, you thought, they were back to themselves. The defense has been playing really well. They were playing at home. They were 5-2 coming to this game, and obviously with that division that's very, very tough, you thought they were gonna win the game, but they didn't. And I think they brought back not we're not saying it. Some fans in Detroit,
you're, you're saying what the internet's saying. I think I know what this is going.
some fans in Detroit, the dynamic duo of Acid Cheeks came back. David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. Montgomery
for
did
those
score.
for those
Montgomery,
who don't know, that running back duo has been known for like they're very explosive and electric plays. So they got the nicknames Sonic and Knuckles. But when they start struggling, they get the nickname Ass and Cheeks.
Axe and cheeks. Montgomery had a touchdown, but he had 40 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs completely only 9 carries for 25 yards. Um, yeah, it did not look good. And that like I said, these divisions are very, very close, man. Like they're very, very close. Let me see that one.
Yeah,
The Packer,
from my understanding of that game, I think we can't discount Brian Flores' defense. I think they were
no.
pressuring Goff to kind of like disrupting his timing. So that
Mhm.
kind of that kind of did explain why the offense struggled, but I think they were kind of getting with. I think it also did disrupt the run game too. So I don't want to say like because of the whole quarterback situation, maybe we're kind of like writing the Vikings off, but that defense is still kind of a force to be reckoned with. And like you said, in the NFC North, it's just
Hey, Kevin
that
O'Connell, he
division.
can coach. So like, no matter what,
That
like
division's tight. I really thought that since the trade deadline's coming up, like I thought they were gonna like maybe like look into like bringing Kirk Cousins back, but what we saw JJ McCarthy is I think yeah they were in fine hands.
yeah, they're fine. And like I said, bringing his
Knocking on wood, JJ stays healthy.
yeah, he played really well. Like I said, the Bears also in that division. They had a shutout. They had a very, very close games with the Bengals. Man, these Bengals, their defense is just both teams were pretty bad here, but these Bengals, like they it's unfortunate, man.
I
This
mean they're
defense is
also
terrible.
they're 3-6, correct? The
Yeah, they're three and
Bengals.
six. Yeah, they're 3-6, man.
I mean, not only did their defense look terrible, but they did this in back-to-back weeks, lose a game within the final seconds.
And it sucks because Joe Flacco had an incredible game. He is think he this is the like the oldest quarterback to ever throw for over 400 yards. He threw for 470, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Uh, T Higgins and Jamar they went off. Um, Higgins 2 touchdowns, 121 yards. Jamar 6 catches, 111 yards. And this is what they paid those two. But in paying those two number one wide receivers, it kind of we
I
knew
mean,
beginning we knew their defense was going to be trash. We knew, but they cannot tackle. They that last play, the touchdown to
yeah,
Loveland.
that I don't know why. I'm not a coach, but I'm just a fan. But like, just watching teams just miss tackles in like crucial moments, it drives me insane for some reason. Like, how can you guys like not just like grab or like wrap up like?
He bounced basically. He turned
Hmm.
around, he bounced, he caught it, and then the Bengals defender hit him, and he bounced back, and it just was gone. Like, and he called the game.
I
That was
mean,
it.
I mean,
And it's
if this
unfortunate
ever,
because
I know if this ever gets clipped, I see the colors in the background I'm wearing, but just maybe like keeping it in the AFC North, it's just kind of earlier in this week. I already brought up the Super Bowl 40 20-year anniversary, but I think I remember, I think in his press conference, Aaron was telling a story about like, I guess with like all the guys coming back and also like in their team meeting, I think Jalen Ramsey stood up and kind of like gave a speech. Not really like I said last week, I'm not saying like the team's pointing fingers, but I think Jalen kind of gave like a very spirited speech about like
yeah,
kind of like what's in here or like figuring out like
but
how much heart do you have and like you kind of see like with the Steelers like that did pay off. Like everybody still played for each other. And I think earlier in the week, even Ben said that about the Super Bowl 40 team. Like everybody stayed together, and that's how
yeah,
like, we were able to
but
like win a championship. But
not
the
all
thing with
locker rooms are. Yeah.
yeah, I'm saying with like with the Bengals, it's like now it's back to back weeks, and now we're kind of hearing things about like the Bengals locker room, kind of like
What did
skill
Chase Brown
positions, like
say?
basically, I guess like finish the effing game. I guess like
Well, he's
they
not
didn't
wrong,
directly.
which
I
is
mean,
not.
yeah,
He's not wrong.
they didn't
He's not
directly do
wrong.
it, but like him and Jamar Chase, I guess, like kind of alluded to like maybe like calling out the defense, just like
But but
what's going on.
I get the frustration because it's like we're doing what we're doing. We're always putting up points. You just guys got to make one stop. Even Jamar said, just got to make one stop, and they literally had to
Keep
make one stop.
keep in mind, we've kind of been hearing things from like the Bengals locker room. Some guys are kind of
Yeah,
like
they want to
voicing
leave. Yeah,
displeasures.
yeah,
They want to
they
get
want
out
to leave.
too. So,
They want to get out. And
and
it was crazy.
the trade deadline's also tomorrow too. So,
But they don't want to get rid of Trey Henderson. They don't want to get rid. They don't want to trade him. So, but it's like you can.
The whole
Get some
point I
cap
make is
space.
like I know like some teams are still staying together, but like I know I know the divisions still be tight. You never know what's gonna happen, but like I think that the locker room's just starting to fall. The Bengals are starting to like collapse and starting to fall apart. So
Yeah.
even if even if Joe Burrow comes back, it's like I just don't know. Like I don't even know. I don't know if like the whole team's just like fully bought in.
Well, with 6 games, they lost
That's
already
still
six
probably
games.
like something to
It's
look
pretty
out
tough.
for.
Yeah, I mean they would have to go on a complete run. Um, but they already lost 6 games, so who knows? Even with Joe Burrow coming back. But to end off this pod, man, we had the game of the week, Chiefs versus Bills. You know this rivalry, Mahomes versus Allen.
Including the
Uh,
playoffs, this was their. I can't believe it's really been their 10th matchup overall.
yeah, and then there's another stat. Allen was 4-1 coming into this game and regular season against Mahomes. Mahomes is 5 and I think he is 4-0 in playoff matchups against Josh Allen. So
I mean, I think his haters will call out that the rest probably work things in his favor in the playoffs, but maybe in the regular season, you can kind of, oh no, I think people still have it fresh in their mind about like that blown call and him getting Mahomes getting into that space.
yeah, but Josh Allen played really well. Their tight ends bringing Kincaid coming back was huge for the Bills. He had one touchdown, 100 over 100 yards. James Cook, just let him cook, you know. He's been playing really well, over 100 yards. Josh Allen had, you know, their
Maybe,
version of tush push.
yeah. The thing with like the Buffalo offense is like you never know who the ball's going to because like they spread things out. But I think like what's been killing them is like they get away from certain things of the offense now that they're using their tight ends more and more. That's something I didn't see in the previous matchups.
All three tight ends. They even used this guy named Jackson Hawes. So he was also involved in this game. Dawson Knox,
Yeah,
obviously,
but maybe that's
Shakir,
something to look out for in like the upcoming weeks. Like maybe they start using their tight ends and like that was the knock on them. Like they were winning games, but they hadn't really played like an actual
anybody.
premier team.
Yeah. And
But
when they did
now,
against the Patriots, they lost against the Patriots in that game. But and the Bills have a lot of injuries defensively, and that was the question. And the defense played really well. Um, like I said, they were putting pressure on Mahomes. Mahomes got picked off once. He threw for over 250 yards through one interception, 15 for 34. Um, Rasheed Rice also, I mean, coming back was very helpful. What did he have, like a rushing touchdown? Yeah,
yeah,
he did.
he had a direct snap and then ran into the end zone.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt. They didn't have Pacheco, but Kareem Hunt has been up there. That's crazy. I didn't even know Alaire was still on the team. Looking at, still looking at the stats. But hey, he could be used later on. You never know. Like these Chiefs, they're very, they have a lot of depth in this team offensively, and like I said, the Bills defense really stepped up. Haven't Bosa, he was putting pressure on Mahomes. Um, but yeah, man, the
Have a
Bills
comeback
will.
clock.
Yeah, man. I mean, we'll see these two teams again in January. So
Fingers
it's
crossed. That's what every football fan wants.
yes, that's what they want to see, and obviously, I think they want Josh Allen and the Bills to win that game. I'm sure majority of the United States wants Mahomes. I mean, the Bills to win. But we'll see what happens. Like I said, they finally beat a really good team. They're
It
still
will still,
second.
yeah, it's still going to come down to seeding. So yeah, I know the Chiefs lost, but say that they went out, it's still going to have to go through Arrowhead, and you know Arrowhead can be deafening. But if the Bills make it interesting, why not? Why not leave that stadium on a high note?
Yeah,
And if they win it all, like I think, I think what's the nickname for Buffalo? It's not the
it's not my hot. The
forgot
my
forgot the nickname for the city of Buffalo. I know it was Philly's the city of brotherly love. I think it's the I think it's the city of neighbor where everybody's your neighbor. I'm probably messing it up, but
yeah. They want to leave on
I
a
don't
high note,
know.
especially leaving that stadium. But like I
Hmm.
said, I mean it's tough for the Chiefs right now because they're third in the division right now. They're 5-4. Obviously the Chargers they won yesterday. They're 6-3, and the Broncos 7-2. So and the Chargers had three division wins against all three teams in the division, so they have that tiebreaker for now. Um, But the Broncos look good. Like I said, the Chargers won yesterday, even with Joe Alt having a
Yeah,
season ending.
they went to Nashville and they barely made it out alive. They won 27-20.
Yeah, their offensive line just they're holding on to the thread. They really lost both their offensive starters with Slater, obviously, at the beginning of the season. Then Joe Alt is high ankle sprain again. I think he re-aggravated his the same one that kept him out against
Now it's
when he had against
now
New York.
his yeah now his season's over.
Yeah, now the season's over. So like I said, we had a lot of injuries happen yesterday. But yeah, I mean the Chargers can still when they have a tough game against your Steelers. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, man, it's like I said, the Patriots are 7-2. Who would have thought? Patriots.
Yeah.
Drake May is also in the conversation of MVP because he has
Uh-huh.
been balling out. And this is the thing with him coming out of the draft, it was like he wasn't ready to play, but it was like a project, like, just take his time and then he'll develop. Obviously, his mechanics is he's built kind of like a Josh Allen type quarterback. And you can see it now. This is the season with Mike Vrabel, and now you can see it that
It was
like
also big. Yeah, it was also big for him to start working with Josh McDaniels, and I think the hire of Vrabel, bringing him back to the Patriots, I think it also does help. Kind of like helps like the team environment because I've said it in the past. Like Vrabel, Mike Vrabel coach teams kind of like bring on this toughness and just like I feel like they want to get back to like what's considered the Patriot way. Not that
mhm.
Gerard Mayo wasn't doing a good job. It's just that I think him winning, like he understands like kind of like the commitment, the sacrifices to really like get back to the Patriot way, and I think get back to the winning ways because yeah, even like the last few years of Belichick there and then Gerard Mayo there, I think they're still trying to like they were losing, then they were just trying to like build something, but I think Kraft wanted to like reestablish that like
Yeah,
this franchise has been to like 10 Super Bowls, winning six of them.
yeah. But they but
Just
but they finally found their guy, in Drake May, and he's basically throwing to like not like star receivers, besides Stephon Diggs, but like you gotta look at all these other MVP candidates. They got some good wide receivers. He's playing
I
with
think it's
some.
just yeah, it's just all about like ingratiating him in Josh McDaniel's system, and now he's actually looking comfortable. And now they're like, I think they're building something, they got something cooking.
Yeah, they almost lost the
I,
game too. They almost lost the game too. They also almost could have lost that game.
yeah, I feel like yeah, it's like the Patriots are coming back, but like it's not the Tom Brady, Bill Belichick Patriots. Like you would have thought was would have got it. Who I don't think in that era would have got a Stephon Diggs Cardi B interview post
Yeah,
game, but this
I'm
ain't your
like,
grandfather's Patriots. This is the new
yeah,
school Patriots.
and I like these Patriots. I like Drake May. Obviously, he had a very upside. It just, now we're finally seeing it. But we'll see with the Patriots. Hey, it's kind of looking like what 2014, 2015. If you look in the standings, you got the Patriots, the Steelers, the Colts, and the Broncos all in first place of the division. It's kind of looking like the old ways where those teams
I mean,
were once.
The AFC is still wide open, and we are in the midway point, but you never know. Like we alluded to, the NFL is always tricky. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, any given Sunday, anybody can beat anybody, and this season has shown that anybody can beat anybody. Last season was kind of ass with some whack games and blowouts, and but this week was really good. But any last words before we end this pod?
I think we covered what we needed to cover.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll be back next week. Obviously, my Chargers play your Steelers, so we'll see what happens in that game. It's a Sunday night game. Um, a lot is riding for both teams. Obviously, Chargers are still trying to keep up with the Broncos, are trying to win that division, and then your series is also trying to get a run away with that division with still have to play the Baltimore Ravens twice. So we'll see what happens in that game. We'll see. Hope knock on wood that no offensive line gets hurt from the Chargers.
I mean, consider what happened this week. Now, I'm very eager to see what happens.
Yeah, man. We'll see what happens. And NFL trade deadline is tomorrow, so we'll see. We'll see if any surprise um uh trades happen. Obviously, I think your Steelers also possibly looking for a receiver. We'll see what happens in that with them. Quarterback, maybe Kirk Cousins gets traded. Who knows? Like, we'll see what happens. But we'll be back next week with another episode. Till then, peace.
But